Hi. How to calculate sales commissions the smart way? Well, usually the steps would be download the sales data from server, then go to here, calculate the commissions, right? According to collections durations, right? And the step three, print it out. Well, sad to say, right? When you finish this, right, you might go home at midnight, and that takes several days, right? And what if there's a way to actually reduce it, right? So let's take a look. Before that, I want to say I have a dream to help account professional go home earlier. So if you like to know that, right, you want to go home faster next month, do click on the WhatsApp buttons. Um, let's move on to now. Before my students, now this is a really real case study, but with a fictitious data. So before that, right, my students came to me and asked that she is spending days to prepare this, right? Sometimes she don't even have the time to prepare it, right? But right, comes in the sales people will actually really look for it, right? So she began to explain to me what is process steps there, right? So she got to calculate this, calculate the percentage, calculate based on this, right? And they have to calculate the percentage, right? And finally, right, they will generate a slip. Okay, so and this company have a 30 hours salespersons, right? And for each one, it will produce one worksheet, right? And finally, it takes some time to change the period, right? Let's say it's the June, then you have to change it to, then I have to think a look about, they have to think about whether June is really 30 or 31, right? Maybe it's 30, right? So they might have a human errors right there. So so after a consultations, right, with me, right, I think about it overnight, really overnight, and I figured out that I came out with the six feature, right. First, I have these features, right. I combine them all together, right. So I combine all the six people, right, on the top, and then if I want to choose a certain salespeople, I'll just pick up from there, right? Next is that I'm going to convert this, I'm going to print this, the generated sales commission slip, right? From the, but just by clicking the print PDF. So when I print it out, right, it's really just printing out this part instead of the whole. So I'll just click on this print as PDF. Now, what's more cool is that when I say that I figured out that what if I can just click a button and send it out, right? So I click that, and that's exactly what I do, right? So I generate that, and I attach that sales script, right? So as attention to the person name as well, right? You can see that right here, and the fourth is this, right? I have a ringgit Malaysia, right? As I change this figure, right? Let's say this is the figure 57 and cent, right? Like what if I just put there, 67, right? And I just generate to 130 cent, right? And that is very handy, isn't it, right? Next, the fifth is that my file name is dynamic. It changed, right? When I change sixth feature, I highlight this, and you can see it changed to Can, right? As I change Mandy, it changed to Mandy, right? And the six is that if I generate time, let's say I change it to 8, right? The August, and this period will change as well, right? So you can see that it's pretty rich, right? So I will just go through that all this step one by one, but then you get to know. So isn't that cool, right? So if you believe that few days become few hours, I'm not sure about you, right? I have nothing to lose, right? If you don't believe, because for the past 10 years, I've trained over 3,000 professionals, right? To use Excel creatively, effectively, so they can go home much earlier, right? So stay at you, right? And I'm the founder of Creative Wise and Yabat. It's also a PSMB certified trainers. Thank you.